What's up, gardeners? Today we're going to do a little video on how to make a bonsai out of a lavender plant. This is a French lavender, I believe, Lavandula dentata. This is a pretty great little specimen. You can see it's got a nice little trunk here. It's kind of the whole point of a bonsai is exposing the trunk. Technically an herb isn't like a true bonsai, but it's still cute, so we're going to do it anyway. I'm going to show you what we do. So I'm going to tilt the camera here a little bit, tilt her down. So I don't use too many supplies. You don't need that much stuff. It's really accessible. We're gonna have a little root rake. You can use one of these. You can use a root hook. We're gonna have to take this out of the pot and kind of stir up the roots a little bit. Just a little. It's, we're not gonna go too crazy. You don't want to trim off too much. Micro shears from Corona. And just some Fiskars, like pruners, typical like second tool shears, whatever you want to call them. So all right, first thing, let's get it out of here. Let's take it out. All right. It's pretty root bound. I had to take a little layer off right here. There we go. Probably just gonna end up putting it back in that pot for right now. I don't have anything small enough, bonsai wise. All right, first step is removing the soil. Just the topsoil. I want to see how much of these surface roots you can find. All right, starting to find some here. It's not a huge plant, so it's not going to have a ton, but all right. So we're going to use some of these tools here a little bit. Expose back some of the roots on the top. You want to be careful. You don't want to damage these roots, but they're pretty strong. Don't get me wrong. Some folks out there, you watch videos, they just beat the crap out of these. They seem to do fine, but rarely do you see a follow-up on some of those. So who knows? And we're just going to expose some more of the roots here, break it up a bit. You don't really want them growing in a spiral pattern when you're training for bonsai. You want them to go kind of in a more just outward direction into the pot, so they become sort of a square, like a cake almost. You can cut some of the really good root structures ones out of the classic pots, traditional style pots, I suppose. All right, we're almost done. This doesn't take very long to do. Hey, fly, get off my head. Sorry if it's a little windy. The sun came out. It's kind of a nice day, but things are falling out of the tree and hitting me in the head. Bugs are buzzing me. Typical day in the garden. All right, I'm just gonna put it back in here. I'm gonna add in some of my vermicompost. I had vermicompost I already mixed with vermiculite, so you see the little tiny granules in there. That's the vermiculite. Here, if you guys don't know what it is, let me show you. I'm gonna need a little bit more anyway. This is what I've been using. Stay Green Horticultural Vermiculite. First time I've used it, but it is awesome. Just really, as it says, helps improve soil aeration and drainage. And it also keeps moisture retention a little higher as well, which I like. So I'm just gonna do a little sprinkle in there. Just a little sprinkle. Just gonna stir it up with this root hook because I got it here. You want to kind of make a little mound so that you can push the tree down onto. So you've got this kind of under bit here. I'm just gonna take a little bit of this dirt out, trying to keep the roots intact. I'm gonna cut off a couple of these long ones that don't have too many fine roots. I'll go right about there. About there, and just take this little one off here at the edge too. Now we're just gonna insert it back into our pot. You can pretend this is like a nice pot or something, but for demonstration purposes, we're gonna make this kind of quick. And since the tree does have a bit of a kind of a natural lean to it, we're gonna play to that in our favor in how we place it in the pot. We're gonna kind of go with the way the roots are right now. I've got a little spoon I use for multi-purpose things, but we're gonna tuck these roots in around the edges. You wanna make sure there's no air pockets. I had a juniper project that I did, one of my kind of maybe second or third projects, actually wiring and doing this whole thing, and I did not have enough medium inside the pot, and there was air and there was dieback. But it turned out to be a cute project anyway. It just got smaller and created some little gins out of it, some little wood features. So we're gonna throw in some more of this vermiculite just around the edges, just a filler. Yeah, throw it all over there, why not? A lot of people do this with a chopstick. I have chopsticks around. This just is closer. I could literally reach over and grab one. I don't want to though. This is right here, it's handy. Tap it in. I like to kind of go in and push down behind it with my fingers. Helps fill in some of the space. Wow, it's really a beautiful day. I'm gonna take my sweatshirt off here in a second. Woohoo! Give y'all a little more of a show, huh? Just kidding. All right, well, if you look down here, you can see that's just a lot of dirt. It's not a lot of root. There's like, you know, a little bit of root here, you know, just sprinkled throughout. I didn't take off very much at all. It's probably the most mass of it right about here. It's not a lot. Just gonna do a little more of this vermiculite vermicompost on top. Squeeze it in, squeeze it the heck in tight. Okay, want a little room around the lips so you can water it in. Should probably fix that, huh? Out here being a dumb filmmaker. All right, so there we have it. Tilt it back so you can kind of see a little better. So we got the startings of a little tree. Now I'm just gonna go in and thin out some of the inside branches so that actually you can see some of the trunk structure. Just give it a little top cut. You don't need to do too much right now. This is a very simple project, but here, I'll show you. Just want to expose the inside structure. Take off any growth you don't want, you may not want. I'm gonna clean up the front of the trunk so that you can see it better. Adds to the illusion. I'll pull this one out. I'm gonna top this one back so I get a little branch there. So if you look at this, you've got all these little like nodes, as they call them. You've got more little branches coming out. So what I did was just cut below one of them. So I've got some still in the plant. Now it's gonna make a couple more of these little branches come out, and then we'll get a better looking tree in time. Or it'll actually look like a tree really instead of just this little shrub. So I'm gonna shut my mouth and just kind of bang out a little bit more of this. All right. Once again, just looking for spots where I can see I will get some new growth. Even if not, new growth will happen. That's just how plants work. They shoot their energy back down. Just make a nice little bush. I'll try to make a nice little kind of pad over here. You see what I did there? Sort of clean it up. Okay. Just tilt her up a little bit. I don't need this branch at all. Just gonna take it off. Looks better already. Same with this one in the front. You don't want anything really reaching too far out in your face. You don't want your lower branches to sort of come out and around toward you. I'm gonna go for sort of a similar length. You want balance in your tree. I'm just gonna make it a typical little A shape. Standard sort of beginner shape. Really now I'm just kind of topping it off to give me the shape I want. Got a little bit of old dead growth in here. We're gonna peel that off so it looks nice. Okay, not too much else to do here now. All right, there you have it. Little bonsai tree. Wait, I'm gonna add one more thing just to show you how easy this really is. How simple and easy. One moment. All right, so I literally did not even think about it. I just found a rock down there and just grabbed the first one I saw. So we're gonna place it here. Sprinkle a little more filler here. And there you have it, that's it. All right, if you watched this whole video, thank you, you are awesome, I appreciate you, and I love you. Give this a like and a subscribe if you want, and hopefully, we'll be here for more. We'll see you guys next time.